when the man whipped his teammate with his clothes. Suddenly, a marble was tossed from his sleeve with a crisp sound. It instantly caught their attention. Looking at this inconspicuous little marble in front of me, a bold idea exploded in Kaiji's mind. So he quickly approached the swap machine. Just then, the store manager was adjusting the spacing between Ding Ziling. Ever since the uncle's ordeal, the manager had become much more cautious. He decisively set the spacing to the narrowest possible. However, but that doesn't stump Kaiji. He first barged into the control room without a word of disagreement. Then, he threw a marble onto the ground. Then, under the pretext of exchanging, they requested to exchange for cash. The security guard wanted to step forward and scold him, but the manager stopped him. He ordered the security guard to change it for him. During this time, Keith kept an eye on his surroundings. The position of the tool and the vent above were quickly confirmed. After receiving the money, he did not leave. Instead, he sat leisurely to the side and smoked. The manager who saw this scene and couldn't help but speak up. He advised Case not to covet the swamp again. The asset manufacturer can control the machine at swing rate 100%, so he absolutely would never take the prize money inside. After speaking, he then took a business card out of his pocket. He invited him to the luxurious restaurant next door to enjoy a meal. But what no one expected was, Case actually tore up the business card on the spot.
It was my first time doing it, but it felt better than I expected.
Then it is even better than ever.
Faced with Kaiji's mockery and humiliation, the manager was not angry. To him, it was nothing more than the last wail of a spendthrift dog. Afterwards, Keith left the control room, but the next second he flashed a mischievous grin, because compared to those shabby business cards, he had already received an even better gift. So, I hurriedly took the elevator. They arrived at the floor above the control room. After confirming that the house here was vacant, Kai says finally, Ding Ziling found a breakthrough just as he was about to share the good news with the uncle, but they found the house in a state of ruin. She thought the uncle's money theft had been exposed, but when he saw the letter left on the table, he finally understood. The uncle chose a place to die until the end, and the young man smashed everything inside the house. The item was secured with the only 6 million regional betting code. After winning, he would face the swamp in a showdown. Suddenly, fragments of machines on the ground caught Kaiji's attention. In an instant, his intelligence once again took the high ground. It seems that the second stage of the swamp, he also had a way to break through. This leaves only the last 3 layers of discs. However, Kai sat in front of the swamp, watching all day, still haven't found a key breakthrough. And his time on the ground was running out. Feeling lost, he walked home. The hot, cool miles made him sweat all over. Cutting the road across the street, there was a coffee shop called Kaiji. Eat some ice to cure mice and mouse. And unexpected joy descended from the sky. He overheard a conversation among construction workers. A bold idea rushing from his mind. He immediately confirmed with the relevant engineering personnel. He realized that the method he came up with could really conquer 3 layers of discs.
Those walls were all destroyed. All destroyed. 670 million.
The man shakily pulled out 6 million yuan and bet all of them on the betting stakes. The gamblers who witnessed all this were stunned, but when the seller was about to take the money, the man stubbornly refused to let go, because this is his entire home, right? The person who snatched the money from Dashu was none other than Dongdong Kais. Seeing this, the uncle hurried after him. He finally managed to catch Keith on the broadcast, but then a notice came to stop betting from happening. Wenting's words left the uncle feeling completely unsettled. He cursed fiercely. "Come on, I'm stinging you, monkey. If you get caught, I broke your dog leg directly." But the next second, the uncle breathed a sigh of relief. It turned out that the number 2 he bought ended up last in the list. But now the most painful thing is, what should we do in the days ahead? In response, Kay stated that rather than hoping for miracles, better to pursue the more tangible shore where victory is real. Then, Kai spent 2.5 minutes. She told the man about a plan to clear the swamp. After hearing this, the uncle said his eyes became clear. One can't help but praise Keith as a genius. But to carry out his great plan, the 6 million they have alone is far from enough. In response, Keith thought of a person, and he was the one who pushed Keith onto this point of no return. Now, he is also mired in the massive debt quagmire. It has reached the point where cars can be used to repay debts. Watching the other person drive away, in the blink of an eye, Fujiki kicked over the trash can. Just then, Keith came knocking. When he heard he was going to conquer the swamp, Endo initially refused. After all, that thing belonged to the old employer. But just thinking about being forced into slavery, if he couldn't pay off his debts, he still decided to team up with Keith. Although Keith's plan seemed flawless, but in Endo's eyes, there was only a 50% chance. Therefore, he demanded that the interest on the loan be doubled. Hearing this, Keith was about to explode. This is just too tricky. He only wanted to borrow 60 million in total. But after it ends, he has to pay back 120 million. But what made him even angrier was, as soon as he said this,
Cass couldn't sit still any longer. My passionate horse.
Look at his algorithm. Price of 700 million means 470 million would end up in his pocket. The man behind him also jumped out in anger. If it weren't for the silk threads opening, he stopped him in time. The grass on Endo's grave must already be 2.5 meters tall. After learning that the uncle was also one of the partners, Endo thought for a moment, still giving Kaiji some face. In the end, the three agreed to settle it with a scoring bonus. The moment he saw Kiss sign the contract, Endo first handed him 5 million. Since Kiss didn't have much time on the ground, he immediately decided to make a move tonight, and the first battle was added by the uncle.
Let me first draw my path.
From the above, we can see that Case had already found a way to break through the swamp. This stemmed from his extraordinary insight, from marbles to vents, from machine debris to construction conversations. He can quickly connect seemingly unrelated things with the problems before him, build a complete strategy. His brain was like a computer running at high speed, constantly scanning the environment and searching for vulnerabilities to achieve the goal. He was able to let go of personal grudges, go find Yuan Tang, who had imprisoned her, to cooperate. This also reflects his attitude of forgetting past grievances when doing great things during negotiations. He wanted to keep the plan running smoothly and suppress the uncle's impulses and use a reasonable distribution plan, uniting all forces that can be united. He showed initial leadership qualities. Kaiji and his group had neither capital nor power. Their only weapon is their own brain. Clearly, faced with an absolute power gap, wisdom is the only way to achieve the following lessons.